way before we even
What pressure?
Before I even got there, when I was to sign the lease in the very first place, to even sign.
They pressured you to sign the lease?
Yes.
They put a gun to your head?
No.
They put a knife to your neck?
Kind of
On the record in the matter of Magnolia Investments versus Sharon Kassane, file number 24-01965, counsel appearance.
Please court, Your Honor, Attorney Frank Narrett for the plaintiff landlord, and I'm filling in for the Whitty law offices on this case file this afternoon.
Ma'am, what's your name?
Sharon Kassane.
Okay, today's the date and the time set for a hearing for non-payment of rent. The parties met, were not able to come to resolution, so that to me means that you believe that you have a lawful right that you can withhold the rent and stay in the property, correct?
Sort of, yes.
There's no sort of, it's
Okay.
yes or no.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to stay there.
Yeah, but you believe you have a lawful right where you don't owe them and you can keep the property and keep possession of the property, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, I'll let you proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please court, we met and I tried to get specifics from the defendant as to why, and she would not give me any specifics so that I could have my client go through her records. Number of requests for maintenance have been made. My client has responded promptly to them. It's an offer of proof. We show rent to retain possession as of today's date of $4,065.19. Court costs of $218.84 for a total of $4,284.03. That has been prorated to today for the money judgment that was paid. Again, an offer of proof, damages of $39.13.90, cost of $218.84 for a total of $4,132.74. I'm prepared to call my client's representative, Jennifer Holsworth, to the stand to put on proofs.
Well, are you disputing that's past due amount, ma'am?
Plenty of it. I am, not all of it. I feel like there was money owed to me for a lot of the work that I'm still doing to the house as far as the cleaning and yard work.
I was trying to avoid it, but you can call her.
Please, please take that with you, your records. You may have occasion to read.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury? I do. You can have a seat, ma'am.
Holsworth.
I was gonna have her spell her first and last name.
Sorry, squished in here. Jennifer, Jennifer, Holsworth, Holzwarth.
Okay, counsel, you can proceed.
Ms. Holsworth, are you employed by Magnolia Investments?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the rental property at 42 in Lansing, Michigan?
Yes.
And you have a tenant there named Sharon Kassane?
Yes.
And have you been, how long has Ms. Kassane lived there?
She signed a lease in January and occupancy on the 23rd of February.
Of this year?
Correct.
Okay. And from time to time, has she made maintenance requests of you?
She did not make any maintenance requests until April 4 was her first maintenance request.
April 4th?
Yep.
And what was that?
She had said that she unplugged well, there was numerous, but let me find the email on 4/4. Request for repairs. Provide a refrigerator and stove with oven. Both replacement appliances need to be in good working order and clean. Okay, so start the email. I'm writing to ask for repairs at 4201 Lowcroft Avenue. Lowe's list of higher priorities that need attention as soon as possible. As you will notice, some of these issues are going to cause more damage to the property if not fixed soon. For one example, I just recently noticed water ending up on the floor in the cabinet below the kitchen sink. Another issue is just moved into a high priority zone that's not on the list. The door handle completely broke off this week on the front entrance storm door. See the pictures. There are issues negatively affecting my quality of life, like useless kitchen appliances and bathtub or shower. It's incredibly difficult to rely on a cooler to store my food and beverages and expensive to having to buy ice every day. I also continue to worry about other issues still that could further affect my overall health, physical, emotional, and mentally, like the ongoing bathroom issues, mold, leaky faucet, constant water dripping, rusted drain, etc. I have not even once taken a bath or showered or daily conditions for the bathroom since I moved in. I have innovated the necessary deep cleaning here. I've focused on the kitchen and main living area. You want me to read this whole thing?
No.
Okay.
So
These
that
are the
was it.
requests for repairs, which have all been addressed. She asked me.
I'm sorry, you gotta wait for a question now.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay. So that was in April,
Yes.
and she had moved in February.
Yes, she was given the keys. We did a walkthrough of the property on the 4th of February, on Sunday the 4th.
That's
And then,
this is this year, correct?
correct, on this year, yeah, Sunday the 4th at 11:30 a.m. The only thing that she made mention of was the kitchen faucet was loose. And I said, well, give me a list. Her daughter couldn't stay. I gave her the
That's
keys
not-
early, almost 3 weeks early. I gave her the keys and said, make me a list. We'll fix whatever you need done. And I did not hear from her after numerous contact. I didn't even know she was moving in until
That April email.
the April email request for.
Okay. And did, as far as any specific things she mentioned, did you or representatives of the landlord address those matters?
Yes. Yes, everything has been addressed. She did ask for the appliances to be replaced. She told me they were inefficient, and asked me to replace them. They were in working order, when she moved in, and she moved them and mangled them, and they're out in the garage now.
Is there anything else that she specifically asked you to do with respect to the habitability of the property and the fitness for intended use that you did not take care of?
No.
Okay. I gave the judge some figures. Is it correct that currently rent to retain possession is $4,065.19?
Yes.
And according to your understanding, court costs $218.84.
The rent, actually, the ledger is 4,030.19, is that correct? You said 4,000, you said.
$4,065.19.
Oh,
Do we have that wrong?
I have, yes, I have 4,030.19.
$4,030.19.
Yep.
And did you authorize your attorneys to put this into litigation to
Yes,
seek payment?
yes,
And it was kept fit for the use intended?
yes,
And it was, are you in full compliance with all local, state, and municipal housing codes and regulations?
yep, we have my code compliance certificate right here, it's valid through 8/1/2025.
Very good. I don't have any other questions, Your Honor, this time.
Ma'am, do you have any questions for this witness?
I don't know how to effectively,
Well, let me know what you want to ask and I'll help you.
well, I've been trying to get mediation. I've been trying to work with Joe McDonald, Fort Boring Mayor's office to get, so we could get mediation. So I could actually have somebody help me talk with her.
Yeah, but
Um,
we're in court now, so what do you want to ask?
I don't know how to do all that.
You don't know how to ask a question?
Well, there's a lot going on. There's stuff that started going on before, and I am frankly, I've never had anything like this happen to me before. I feel like I was put into a situation where she's not gonna fix it unless I ask her to fix it before I even moved in, and that's just some
Okay,
repair
well,
stuff. That's just some
well,
repair stuff. But
So I'm gonna give you complete opportunity to tell your side, but right now, while she's sitting here, I just want to know if you have any questions of her. Otherwise, I'm gonna let her sit back down there.
I guess, one of the questions I'd like to know is what was all the pressure before I even moved in there? Why you gave me the keys early when I did not ask for them, why you were pressuring me to put things in to get the power turned on, but I didn't even move in until March 1st.
Okay, so the first
mean,
question, because that's multiple questions, so we gotta break it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You said that you felt pressure to move in.
In the first place, I ideally didn't even want to move in until April 1st.
Did you sign a lease?
I did. And again, there was pressure doing that too.
Did she sign a lease?
Yes,
There was
Okay,
tons of
what-
pressure doing
When
that
she
too.
signed the lease, what was the date that she was to move in on that lease?
she told me specifically she wanted to move in on the 23rd, and I
I
have
did
an
not say
email.
that.
The 23rd of
text
what?
message, so,
Of what month?
February.
Okay,
That's not how
Okay.
it went.
well, you can dispute it, but not while she's testifying. Okay, any
Okay.
other questions for her?
Like I said, I don't know.
No
how to
questions
frame it.
about the conditions of, that you're alleging or that you're going to allege? And
Well, just that I walked into a whole bunch of stuff that there's no way I could have known it until I got there, which I also said to her.
Okay, I'm gonna remove your excuse from the stand then, ma'am. Your
Okay.
excuse, you can go sit next to your attorney. You have any other witnesses?
No,
Okay, so you want to give testimony. I'm gonna have you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, why is it that you believe that you don't owe the rent past due $4,030.19?
I'm happy to pay what is owing, but I have spent countless hours, absolutely countless hours, and so has a friend of mine, with cleaning alone, just cleaning alone.
Cleaning the unit?
I don't think it ever has been cleaned. And
So you
I
moved in on February 4th?
no,
When
no,
did
we
you
were
move
there together, maybe less than 30
What
minutes.
day did you move in?
I moved in on March 1st.
Okay, and prior to moving in, did you do a walkthrough?
I have been through the house, yes, but
Prior to moving in, you did a walkthrough, is it yes or no?
yes,
And was the unit dirty?
yes,
Did you tell them that I'm not moving in until it's clean?
not at that time.
What do you mean not at that time?
Because I was overwhelmed trying to figure out how I need to get out of the place where I was at, for one thing.
Did you hear my question? Did you tell them that you want the unit clean before you moved in?
I don't remember when I told her exactly.
When or if,
When.
but you believe you did?
I believe that I said a lot of things.
I didn't ask you that.
Yeah,
You specifically.
about the clean, yes,
Did you request that the property be cleaned before you moved in?
yes.
Okay, what was it that was dirty? Explain to me what was needed to be cleaned.
Deep clean, like it, thick. I've got pictures, well over 200 pictures, of the furnace.
The
thick-
furnace?
Yeah, it's like I don't, it's an odd furnace. It sits in the middle of the living room. It's on the wall. So it's got a lot of like, great, like GRAT, coverings, the coverings for it. A slotted,
Okay,
where you can see, like
Okay.
a few different, I don't know what you call all that stuff.
What
And
needs to
I'm
be
really,
cleaned?
pardon me?
what needed to be cleaned?
Well, that I didn't. This is what I was having a hard time with all the cleaning stuff, is that I was blown away at
What needed to be cleaned?
the cabinet, all the cabinets in the kitchen, all
The
the
cabinets
walls.
were dirty?
Yep,
What was dirty?
filthy, nasty dirty.
Like food was in it or
Oh,
what?
yeah, food, thick, gunky stuff. I don't even know how, I don't even know how.
What else
to
was
describe
dirty?
it. The floors,
Floors needed to be mopped?
more than that. I mean, it was, there's mold in several different places, but,
There was mold in
it
this,
was thick stuff. It was like stuff that,
mold when you moved in
yes,
and you still moved in?
reluctantly I did, yes.
Okay, you have pictures of these conditions?
I have, yes,
Where are they?
on my phone.
How am I supposed to see them?
I know, I don't have any equipment to do all that stuff. I can't afford to have all that stuff done. And
You
turn it up.
can't afford to have what?
To have, I don't know, to get a service to it. I don't know how to get it off my phone to have it to show you, other than just to show you my phone. I am not set up to do, like, I don't have a PC. I don't have a computer.
Did you show Mr. Neera the pictures?
I sent her a lot of pictures, but
No,
I
no.
had more even.
The
since
attorney,
then.
did you show the attorney the pictures?
I just met him today.
Yeah, and he said he tried to talk to you about the issues and he couldn't get the issues from you. So did you show him the pictures?
No.
Why not?
This just never came up.
They just did when he asked you to show him the pictures or show him what was the issue so that he can talk to his client to see if they can get it fixed.
I wasn't understanding it that way.
What was you not understanding?
I was having a hard time understanding anything at this point.
I can understand your concern because I'm having a hard time understanding right now.
And I'm sorry about that. This has just been building up for so long and I don't have it straight. I have a lot of notes and I have, what paperwork I do have. I have.
So you
plenty of
moved
stuff.
in, it was dirty, you said you wanted it to be clean, they didn't clean, you still moved in. Then what happened?
I did it because I didn't have anywhere else to go.
I get it. You moved in and then what
And
happened? What is the
I was
reason?
learning a lot of the stuff as I went along with it though, too.
But you did a walkthrough.
But it wasn't a thorough walkthrough.
But whose fault was that? So you moved in and only issue I've heard so far is that the cabinets were dirty, the floor was dirty. Did you
It
clean
was the
it?
pressure that I felt on things that weren't squared away before we even.
What pressure?
Before I even got there, when I went to sign the lease in the very first place, to even sign.
They
the
pressured
lease.
you to sign the lease?
Yes.
They put a gun to your head?
No.
They put
it
a knife
wasn't
to your
that
neck?
kind of no.
They told you if you didn't
It
sign it,
wasn't like
they
that.
tell you that if you didn't do it, they would do something to you. They threaten you to sign it. Ma'am,
No, but I felt threatened for a few different reasons.
what was those reasons?
It started out, the circumstances, it was a combination of things. I made up my mind that I was going to get out of the place where I was at, for one. So I had a determination and I had some pressure from my daughter because she was getting upset that I was still there. and
No,
she
what's the
wanted me to go.
threats from this?
So her friend had a lease on this place. It was a friend
Whose
of my
friend?
daughter.
Your daughter's friend had a
That's how I
lease.
got hooked up to this place.
So you
And I
took
reluctantly-
over a lease for your daughter's friend?
Well, I didn't take over his lease. I
No.
tried to get a different one.
Yeah, but, so you're saying this was a place that was leased by your daughter's friend?
Yes,
And he was moving out of the unit
right, and.
and you were
conditional-
moving in?
Well, but conditionally.
Answer my question. You were moving in? To the unit that he's moving out of?
Yes,
And the pressure was from your daughter?
not like, no. I'm trying to explain this.
Well, you haven't told me how, remember what your name, Houseworth, how Miss Houseworth, I like formalities, how Miss Houseworth, pressured you. How did she pressure you to sign the lease?
If I could go back and I'd have,
Do you have the proof of how she pressured you in your phone, is what you're saying?
yes, between.
Okay, you can look at your phone and tell me how she pressured you that you better sign this lease.
Well, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like, she didn't threaten me to sign it.
What did she threaten? How did she
There were
pressure you?
things and there were things that came up all along the way and they seemed individually the things that were happening and how I'm trying to, this is what I'm having trouble with and this is why I needed help. This is exactly what I needed help with, is to keep my thoughts straight, to get it all so where I could explain it, even to her. Because it wasn't getting through.
It's not getting through here either.
I
ma'am.
know, I could tell, and that's what's making me really nervous and that.
You don't need to be nervous. I told you you can pull out your phone if you could read.
Okay,
how she
well,
pressured you.
I can try.
Your phone's not up there, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm trying to, I know I have it. I'm sorry. And as it started in the first place, it was just the amount of communication that was happening before I even signed the lease. And, I had my first contact with her on January 6th.
I don't want to hear about January 6th because you weren't living there. I want to know how
Right, but
you
that
were.
is how
I
long,
want to know how you signed this lease under duress.
But
Because that's
that's-
when you tell me that you were pressured, you're telling me there was some
I-
duress. And I want to know how they caused the duress to make you move into this unit that was unfit to the extent that you have not paid rent and now you owe $4,030 and you don't believe you have to pay it.
when it gets put that way though, it minimizes what was going on.
Simon, that's exactly why we're here. We're only here because they say you didn't pay rent. And if you're disputing it, it's because you believe you have a lawful reason to withhold the rent.
And I'm not a lawyer.
You don't have to be a lawyer. We have people in here all day that are not lawyers. He just handled another case for Mr. Whitty where there was a conditional dismissal. He found, apparently upon that agreement, they felt like it was worth them dismissing and letting the person leave. You wouldn't even talk to him. I'm trying to ask you some questions because I have no clue what you believe your lawful defense is.
Okay, I did try to talk to him.
Okay, but now you're talking to me. So I want to know what your lawful defense to holding the rent is.
I didn't know at what point, because first of all, I wanted to be compensated for the hours that I put in and that I'm still putting in to even have that place what I consider habitable and to have a yard, which is a huge responsibility when I'm renting a house.
To have a yard?
Well, to take care of it because it wasn't because of all the damage that was done, and there's no way I could have known that when there was snow on the ground and when it was still like it was, like I hadn't been there.
But
I was looking forward to
what's
it.
going on inside the unit? Because you live inside. What is making the inside of that house uninhabitable?
Right now, it's what has been for the longest time are the appliances that I did not destroy those appliances. They were unplugged and the door was taken off the refrigerator and it was moved out into the garage. I didn't take it off the premises because it was bad. The refrigerator is completely all broken apart. And it was
broken up.
Old and the seams are broken on it, everything.
Ma'am.
Yes.
What does broken apart mean?
Broken apart.
Broken apart?
Yes, ma'am.
When you moved in, it was broken?
When I got a closer look at it and took pictures of it, yes.
Where's the pictures of it being broken when you moved in?
It was just upon closer look. I mean, there was a
Just show me the pictures.
Okay, I got.
Wait, Brittany, can you get her phone for me, please?
I'm just trying to think of where to start there. I got them.
There's nothing on this phone that's gonna shock my conscience, correct? Like no personal things that I don't want to see.
It's in a file. It just says low crop. Yeah, it's just.
Thank you. Okay, so this is all the unit, is what you're saying?
Yes.
What is this, ma'am? I don't know what this is.
Oh, that was the hot water heater.
Is this the medicine cabinet that you're showing a picture of?
Yep, she's replaced that. And the water heater was cleaned out. Those two things were done after I was there, yep.
Is this under a stove that you're showing me? Is that what this is?
There's a stove. There's pictures of stove. Yep, stove and the oven.
Okay, so this is the.
And that made me nervous.
This is the refrigerator that you're showing me when you move in. It's not broken apart.
The seals. And there's broken pieces on it and just, I don't,
Okay.
My phone doesn't take that great a picture.
This is a great picture. I'm
Okay.
looking, you're saying this bottom where this is
That's just part of it. That's part of it.
is coming apart, which can be replaced for minimal. But so that was your concern?
That was part of it. There was black mold on the side of it. I don't know if I got any pictures of that because that hadn't been moved out when I personally took those pictures. My girlfriend moved it out for me.
I don't know if I see black mold.
No, there aren't in those pictures.
Okay, yeah, I don't see any black mold on these pictures.
There's some on the wall. There was some on the wall.
But I'm sure that this is a refrigerator, so it's moisture there.
I'm just really allergic to it, and so yeah.
Yeah, but that's a refrigerator, so what you want to do is clean the refrigerator.
The refrigerator was cleaned out. I mean, ironically or coincidentally, that was one of the things that it was actually cleaned out inside of it. It was probably the least dirty thing.
What are the pictures of the outside of the house for? What is that supposed to show me?
Oh, there was just all sorts of things. That's just.
Okay, I don't really see. Anything outside the house is, I mean, it looked like it could be power washed, but,
Right, but that's.
or maybe the shingles could be painted, but that doesn't affect the habitability of a home. Nothing in those pictures show me where you should
Well, if I could get. 'em-
withhold $1 of their rent. So do you have any other evidence?
I tried talking and I filed a complaint to see, get some assistance and to get mediation so I could find a way to deal with a lot of this stuff with her
You filed a
along the
complaint
way.
with the ombudsman?
Yes, and this is just the original contact that I had with them, and it took him several weeks before I got a response from him. This is the only thing I had in
When
print.
did you file your complaint with the housing ombudsman?
I asked for assistance to.
I know
for-
when.
I did this May 3rd. I
And-
finally ended up doing that May 3rd. I couldn't get through to anybody on the phone
And
and I
when
saw
did
a thing online.
And when
so-
did you get a response?
I would have to look in my email when I was checking kind of actively for a long time and didn't get a response, Then he did, it was a long time afterwards. I'm looking right now to see when I first got a response. I've only got my phone to work off of, so it's so I'm gonna have to search it because it only holds so much in here at a time. I apologize for that. I apologize for a lot of this stuff. I'm not set up, so I need some help.
No, you're really set up. You have an iPhone. I mean,
Well, but I don't have like anything else to work off of but this. That's it.
I mean, you really don't need anything else but an iPhone. You can do everything on an iPhone. You have
I'm
pictures.
old and
The
it's
issue-
hard for me to.
I'm
keep
gonna
it
cut to the
organized.
chase. The issue, ma'am, is not the resources that you have for electronics. The issue is that
What
you
do you
don't
mean?
have a claim to hold their rent over. You moved into this property.
I
I've given you a chance and now we're done. You moved into this property, you did a walkthrough with the landlord or the
No.
make. Cut me off one more time and I won't even explain my ruling. You did a walkthrough with the maintenance or the landlord prior to moving in. You've not been able to produce or provide the court with any explanation as to your statements about pressure to sign in the lease and move into this unit. To the contrary, what you shared lends me to believe that the pressure that you got was from your daughter and her friend because he was probably moving out and she wanted you to take over his lease and you did. And so the dirt that you're seeing from the cabinets is his. And so I would tend to agree that when you move into a unit that, yeah, probably it should be cleaned, but that's usually when you have a fresh lease and not when you're taking over someone else's that is in a familiar relationship with you. When I say familiar relationship, meaning your family member or they're a friend of your family member. I don't know if that's the case because they didn't give testimony about that. You brought that up and that's just what I'm gleaning from what I can actually glean from what you've shared. You've stated that you've had issues with habitability, but I'm looking at the pictures of the fridge. Is the fridge brand new? No. Do I believe the fridge was broken? No. I see the door there. I don't see anything off the hinges. I don't see anything that will allow me to believe that that fridge could not have been disinfected and house your food safely. You told me that they came and cleared out the stove and they came and cleared out the heater issue.
I didn't say that about the stove, Caesar. I'm sorry. No, I hadn't got to that part yet.
I actually was just under the stove. And you
Okay, I'm
said,
sorry.
and you said, yeah. But you told me they fixed whatever the issue was in the medicine cabinet. Under the stove, it does appear to be an older stove. Looks like it could have been cleaned out and you could move on. You told me that you requested to have it cleaned before you moved in, but then you moved in without it being cleaned. And so once you did that, you kind of waived that. You don't get to stay in people's property
Your Honor.
for months after that and not pay their rent unless you have a lawful reason whereby you believe that whatever's going on in the property constructively evicted you from that unit. And you've not given me a
I
single
wanted to say
thing.
something about the stove if I could though. That
Oh,
when I
no,
turned on the
we've had
buttons to see if it
judgment in
worked.
favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $4,030.19 for pass-through rent plus court costs, $218.84. Do you have a judgment?
I do here.
Thank you. And ma'am, you need to pay the full amount, $4,249.03, or vacate the property at 4201 Lowcroft Ave, City of Lansing, by August 5th, 2024. Money judgment will also enter at this time in the amount of damages, $3,878.90, which is past due money owed for rent, plus $218.84 for court costs, for a total of $4,097.74. You have until August 5th to file any appeal of this, or again, pay or vacate the property by that time. Do you have any questions for the court? Get your copy of this judgment. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you very kindly.
Thank you. You're all set.
So I'm waiting for that, or is that gonna get an answer?
We're gonna give you a copy. You can have a seat back there. Mr. Clue,
How are you doing?
hang it in there. How about yourself?
I do have one consent, and she said she just put not that much money in.
On the record in the matter of Leroy Ford Fro Apartments versus Mecca Barnes, file number is 24-01975.
That one, Becca Barnes, Beth spoke with her attorney. We're going to adjourn that for 6 weeks, if that's possible.
6 weeks.